This is why the Jamaicans sound like the Scottish. That's because there were black Scottish, just like the black Irish. And whether they went to Jamaica on their own or they were forced to go to these areas, oh, we know that they made their way down there, didn't they? Didn't they? Because when you go ahead and listen to the speech, it's all the same. Absolutely, basically identical. It makes sense because Scotland is very rich in the tribe of Judah and the tribe of Levi. Do you know what I'm saying, Levi? Do you know what I'm saying? It's also why Jamaica and Scotland and Ireland have so many pastors and preachers who come from those specific areas. And remember the prophecy about Judah. He will be a loud mouthpiece in the eyes of the Most High and in the sight of the people. This is why the Jamaicans have all that extra energy, just like when you say hi to a Scottish person. Oh, top of the morning. You're like, man, this is a really high vibration to keep up with. Remember, over time, things will change. But the language, as well as the similarities and how they sound, the colloquialisms, you can always trace the word back to the lineage. And Levi is found on every continent. So is Judah. However, they are concentrated in those two areas that we mentioned earlier, Scotland, Ireland, and Jamaica. Remember that race didn't exist until after the 1600s. Before, you were just extra swarthy. And what they did was they created alpha versus a beta Israel. Oh, I have lighter, whiter skin. That means that I am Israel. And look at my tzitzits. And look at my yarmulke. And it was Judah and Levi who were responsible for the worship and for the praises, for the teaching. This is the lost priesthood that they don't want people to know about. Now remember, Jeremiah 13:33, one of the highest degrees, was there the entire time. But they told you, oh, the law's done away with, so that priesthood doesn't exist at all. The only thing that changed was the sacrificial law. Most High, he wants obedience. He doesn't want sacrifice. He doesn't delight in the spilling of the blood of bulls and goats. And Levi was still in the loins of his father before he met Melchizedek. And remember that every king and queen has to yield to the order of, that's right. Now, who is Levi? Levi is the priesthood under the order of, that was given the double portion, the double spirit, Jeremiah 13:3. They don't want you to know this, but they all secretly worship, or at least they use, the power of the tribes, and they usurp each tribe against each other and one another. This is called controlled chaos, and it's why you see all the battles, all the wars, all the violence going on over there in Jamaica, in Scotland, in Ireland, in the Britain. That's because the spirit of racism has taken over the world. That's why understanding Ireland used to be Iberia, Ibri, Ibrahim, the Hebrew, the Eber. But we have to look into the origins before we can even speak, so that we're speaking the original truth, not the watered-down Greco-Roman English version. It's also why we ended up making all the Bible health book. But if you think about it, at the end of the day, if the people don't know who they are, how could they ever get the blessing that's involved in going where they need to go?